This is kind of a, well, it's not kind of, it's more of a reading from in memory of the great Lord Buckley. This is called The Religious Fantasy of Jonah and the Whale. Now the great Lord was sitting in his rosy rocking chair one hallelujah morning when he looked down and observed by a great body of water a little mole about 5'2" getting his kicks on the beach. And the Lord dug the mole. So he called out to Gabe, and Gabe put down his horn and swung with the book. And the Lord flipped the pages, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, and it was Jonah getting his kicks on the beach. He said, man, it sure is crazy out here on this here beach. Fellas got a lot of room to move in, the sun's shining down, everything's a melody and fine. Now when the great Lord has something he wants done upon the earth, he calls upon his favorite children to do it. So the Lord put the sound on Jonah. He said, I dig you, Jonah. I dig you, Jonah. I dig you, Jonah, because Jonah is the Lord's sweet boy. Jonah said, man, where's all that jazz music coming from anyways? Sounds like 72 jazz bands are jumping off here. Man, makes me want to jiggle and wiggle. I know them seagulls ain't wailing up no bees like that. No whippoorwills and the canary birds don't care. I got the craziest feeling all over my body. Makes me want to stretch my wings and, ooh, good morning, Lord. And the Lord said, good morning, Jonah. The Lord said, Jonah, I got a little favor I'd like to ask. Jonah says, ain't that crazy? 96 million cats for the Lord to put his finger on and he selects Jonah. Ain't that groovy? The Lord said, Jonah, I want you to cross the Red Sea and put the message on the Israelites. They're squaring up over there. Jonah said, man, you don't mean this here big pool, do you, Lord? Boom. He says, look at them waves. Boom. You must mean some little old Jonah-sized pool, don't you, Lord? The Lord said, Jonah, put your nose into the wind and the message will come to you. So Jonah put his great nose into the north wind. It was not there. He put it into the east wind. It was not there. He put it into the west wind. It was not there. But when he put it into the hallelujah south wind, it was there. It really was. So he traveled for 22 days and 15 minutes, and he came to a great cathedral-like group of trees, lifting their glorious arms to heaven in supplication of the Master. And down at the bottom of these giant sequoias, Jonah saw growing a strange green vine. And he said, just like Brigham Young, this is it. And he sat down beside it, and he observed of it, and he admired of it, and he plucked from it, and he rolled of it, and he selected of it, and he swung of it. And he said, where's that fool pool the Lord want me to dig? Look out, here comes Jonah, and he ready as the day is long. And boom, cutting a giant V through the breast of the waves. And suddenly, fatigue hit Jonah in the back of his soul. And he lay his great body back in the water, and he lulling in the waves of Morpheus. Sleeping. He was goofing on his eyebrows, and sleep came to Jonah. And he slept for 12 hours and 15 seconds. When he woke, what did he say? I'll tell you what he saw. He saw the whale. And what did he say when he saw the whale? He said, get me from this scene immediately. And the whale said, man, every time I stick my nose out of this pool, I sure see some crazy jazz. But this is the bending end. He said, what do you mean the bending end, Mr. Whale? He said, look at that. He talked too. What do you know about that? She said, of course I talk, Mr. Whale. He said, don't you dig the marine news? Ain't you hip to what's going down in these waters? Whale said, wait a minute here. I'll take it easy. He said, ain't no taking it easy, Mr. Whale. He said, it's a big pool. You groove your way. I'll groove mine. I'll sweep the scene and dig you later. What are you looking at there? A little old bit of nothing but meat and mouth from no place. You're going to hit me, the king of the dip, what the lick is? He says, I got a good mind to gobble you up. And Jonah said, don't you do that, Mr. Whale, because if you do, I'm going to knock you in your most delicate gear. And the whale say, that do it. Honk, and it swallowed Jonah. And here he is, Jonah, slipping and sliding from one side of this great sea mammal to the other. Fear and terror in his heart. He couldn't go out the front end, and he's afraid to go out the back end. And all of a sudden, he fell down on these great blubbery rugs, and a piteous sound came from Jonah. He said, Lord, Lord, can you dig me in this here fish? And the Lord said, I got you covered, Jonah. Jonah said, man, oh, sure got a crazy sense of humor. Maybe that's why I dig the cat so much. Tells me he's got me covered. The cat's got me surrounded. And the great Lord said, Jonah, reach into your watertight pocket and take from there some of the cigarettes you got from the great tree. And courage will return to you. And so Jonah did. And here we see Jonah inside this great whale smoking this strange cigarette, watching the pistons pound driving and boom pushing, and the great valves expanding, expanding. And finally the whale said, Jonah. And Jonah said, what is it, fish? The whale said, what is it, fish? Hey, you got a new captain on this mess now, Mr. Fish. He said, I'm not outside no more. I'm inside now. The whale said, Jonah, what in the world is you smoking in there? I thought I was off the Fibonacci Islands. Here I is 2 minutes from the Panama Canal. This jazz got to go. Jonah said, what do you care when I'm smoking in here? I'm captain of this mess like I done explained to you before. Said Jonah, what are you doing stomping all over the engine room like that for, boy? Why don't you sit down someplace and cool yourself? You're getting a ride for nothing. Jonah said, I'll stomp all over this engine room as long as I want. I said, what is this wheel? I said, look out there, boy, you're messing with my downer wheel there, Jonah. Look out, now don't be messing with that equipment like that here. Jonah, what is this lever here? I said, look out, man, Jonah, boy, look out what you're doing. You got my full speed ahead lever. Jonah, look out for the rock on the right. The rock on the right, Jonah. Jonah said, cool. He said, it ain't cool. We're in the shallow water. Jonah says, that's all I want to know. And wham, he hit the whale's big sneezer-weeder, and boom, he blew him out onto the cool, groovy sands of serenity. Which only goes to show, as Confucius said once many, many years ago, if you get to it and you cannot do it, well, there you jolly well are, aren't you? Thank you.